How do we choose a real estate agent to help us when we don't even trust each other? This is a really good question and comes up a lot in divorce real estate because typically real estate agents are chosen off of a referral, meaning we go to work with you, we go to church with you, our kids are friends on the baseball team, you know me as a person, and you're going to trust me as your real estate professional to help you buy or sell. Well, in a divorce, things get messy. And a lot of times the people who are in our sphere hear about all that mess up front, and then it just feels awkward to call your friend or your kid's friend's mom and be like, hey, can you help us sell the house? Typically, it would either be that it's the husband's friend or the wife's friend or somebody's family member, and it just feels a little too close to home in a very specific situation that a real estate professional has a lot of leverage in a transaction, especially in a divorce. So, what I always tell people is you want to find someone who is neutral. You want to agree on a totally neutral third party. It would be like going and seeing a marriage therapist that's my sister. Obviously, my ex-husband would have been like, we're not going to see her, she's going to favor you. In the same way, while real estate professionals are supposed to be unbiased and completely there for the clients, it is really difficult to remove yourself from the emotional situation. If my sister was getting a divorce, obviously I would have her best interest at heart. So it's really important whenever you're choosing a real estate professional to make sure that you've chosen someone that you're both comfortable with. And if you're the person asking this question, then most likely you're like, hey, my spouse wants to use their friend or their sister. Should I feel weird about it? If I was you, I would. I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell them how to feel, but I would feel a little bit odd about it. Now, one of the things that real estate professionals do is they help you figure out a price for a home. And so this is one of those situations where I would say, hey, if there's an active agent who's in your community and selling a lot of real estate, they could be a really good resource for you because they may know someone who's wanting to buy already a house that's not on the market. They may know somebody who has cash, who knows, but they're networked well in the area and they're going to know the value of the home better than potentially your friend or family member who might live a few cities away. And so one of the ways, if we're not in the same city and there's not someone there who specializes in divorce real estate, then it would be good to find someone who's an expert on the specific area you're selling or the type of property you're selling. What you want to do is find someone who can fight for the house. And what I always tell my clients is that I represent the house, not the spouses. You guys represent yourselves with your attorneys. My job as a real estate professional in this capacity is to come in and help you figure out the best way to move forward with your life, getting the most amount of value for the home whenever you're selling. So those are just my 2 cents. A good thing to do is to ask a lot of questions to somebody like, hey, have you ever helped people through a divorce? Because there are lots of reasons. By the way, your attorney probably has some referrals too of people that they trust who've helped navigate this. Because at the end of the day, it is just experience. Every single divorce is different. And so finding somebody who's walked people through these transactions and can help you see some of the pitfalls that you may be about to be up against in a divorce is really important. Everything from when do I remove people off the insurance to how do I get my spouse off of the title if I don't want to sell, if I want to buy, can I buy a house in a divorce? There's so many things that a professional who has done this, not just a real estate professional, because divorce real estate is very, very different from traditional real estate. There are lots of pitfalls and documents and other moving pieces that you have to keep in mind in a divorce that a normal real estate agent just doesn't come into. Most people in real estate do help divorces at some point in their life, but very few people that I have found make this their sole mission to try to help guide people through this. And the reason is because it's messy and there are lots of moving pieces and it is emotional. So you're doing the right thing by researching and trying to understand some of the pitfalls that you might be up against. But my best advice, if you're not in the Kansas City area, is either, hey, call me. I can interview agents. One of the ways that real estate agents have and build their network is to meet other agents in other parts of the country. So if you're getting divorced in a state that's not Missouri or Kansas and you want me to give you some advice on who I would choose in the area as a divorce real estate specialist, book a phone call with me. Let's chat about it and I'll give you my honest opinion. If you are in my area, then let's talk. If you don't want to do either of those, then I would recommend Googling the search divorce real estate specialist near me, or potentially just calling up a few of the agents who sell houses frequently in your neighborhood to tell them your situation, help you determine a value of the house. Please keep in mind that when an agent comes and helps you determine the value of a home, typically that's either a free consultation or a lead generation tool for them, meaning if I walk into your home and I help you understand the value of the house, I have to know that unless I'm charging you up front for that service, it's just a free service that I'm offering because I'm a real estate expert with the hope that after you see my value and knowledge, you're going to want to work with me. So same thing there. It does not tie you to using a specific agent. If you just call them and say, hey, think we may be getting divorced, I'd like you to use your discretion, but I'd also like you to come and tell me how much this house is going to be worth so we can talk with our attorneys and move the divorce process down the road. Those are some tips that I have in how to choose a real estate agent for your divorce that you both feel as a neutral third party. I want to validate again that sometimes you can use a family friend if they truly are neutral, but there's some triangulation that happens early and often in a divorce, and you want to make sure that the person who's representing the home in the divorce is truly neutral. There can be a lot of weird, crazy situations that happen out there, one-sided stories versus two-sided stories, and you do want to make sure that both parties are protected. So referrals from attorneys, from lawyers, from anybody in your sphere who might be able to find you someone who's cool, calm, and collected and can help you through this process is one of the smartest things that you can do in a divorce. Make sure you've got good people in your corner who can keep you settled down, that won't escalate the situation, and will truly help you accomplish your goal to move on to the next phase of life as quickly and as proactively as possible.